Like,
To American Eagle?
Oh, I can't go in there because I'm black.
no, nobody said that. Nope, nobody said that. There's not a single person who said that. Oh my gosh. What's up, you guys? This is the moral of the story, and for today's story, we are going over the Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ad that's gotten everybody in an uproar for whatever reason. I'm about to watch a YouTube video talking about it. I'm going to react to it. I have a feeling that I'm not going to care. I have a feeling that I'm not going to care about what's going on. In the sense of, like, I'm not going to be mad. Not that I don't care about the situation, but I'm not going to be mad. It just seems like people are just overreacting, but I also don't know as much as I should to give my full upward opinion. So we're gonna watch a video, I'm gonna react to it, and let's see what they're talking about. Let's go. This is a video by O'Shea Duke Jackson, and it's called Doja Cat Finally Got Her Negro Wake Up Call. I haven't seen the video yet, but I was looking at the comments, and it doesn't really seem like many people are, I don't know who's upset about it, because anytime I see comments on it, whether it's on Twitter or it's on YouTube, it seems like everybody's not offended. So I don't even know why this is a big story, but okay, here, let's see. Also, the reason why Doja Cat is in the title is apparently she said something about the ad that a lot of people didn't like. She was obviously probably saying that it's not a big deal, so people had a problem with that. So Doja Cat is also featured in this video as well. All right, let's go.
That buy it just like the Gap. And when you're a brand that appeals to so many people, you have to be very cautious of your advertising. And of course, we've seen big companies before make nightmarish ads that come back and bite them in their behind. And this is very true with American Outfitters. They released an ad earlier last week with Sydney Sweeney. And this campaign says this:
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality.
Why does she have to talk like that? See, that's probably my biggest thing about this. Why is she talking like that?
And even eye color. Damn! My genes are blue.
She's first referring to her genes that basically make her who she is physically, all right? And then obviously her color of her eyes, which are blue. And it then ties into the fact that the jeans that she's wearing is blue, right? Really, what she's saying is something else. I am white, blonde with blue eyes, and I have good genes that match the jeans that I'm wearing. Huh? For all.
Okay, I can see where they're coming from. First of all, Sydney Sweeney is already on thin ice, apparently, because this happened, I don't know if it was a couple years ago, a year ago, I don't know. But apparently people found out that her family supports Trump or something, and you gosh knows you can't be white and support Trump. You can't do that. So she's already on edge for that, on thin ice, I mean, for that. And now this ad, and I can see where they're coming from, like, in a sense of, like, I can get why certain people might say this is a bad message, but so are we saying that you can't have good genes and also be white with blue eyes? Is that what we're saying? Because honestly, I mean, God makes everybody. So, I mean, he don't make mistakes. So I'm not saying that, like, I don't understand why people are upset, but I mean, you can't just be white, blue eyes, and not say that you have good genes. Are they bad genes? Can we not say that they're good at all? Can we not say that anymore? And is it just bad? I don't know.
People who are not Caucasian and look like that, you're offended because if you're not like Sydney Sweeney, then you must not be attractive. And obviously, because they selected her for that particular ad, it could also be inferred that whoever isn't like that isn't attractive.
Hey, you wanna go?
But nobody said that, though. It could have been a black girl and said, I have good genes. But the whole point, hold on, but the whole point is that she has on blue jeans. They're making a play off of the word gene, right? She has blue jeans on, and she also has blue eyes, and she's trying to say those are good genes. But even if you put somebody else of another race on there, and they said they had good genes, is everybody else supposed to be offended? Like,
To American Eagle?
Oh, I can't go in there because I'm black.
no, nobody said that. Nobody said that. There's not a single person who said that. Oh my gosh.
Now, this is a black woman who probably liked American Eagle before, but the way that she took this ad was, hey,
I gotta go back. No, quite literally nobody said that.
it could also be inferred that whoever isn't like that isn't attractive.
Hey, you want to go to American Eagle?
Nope.
Oh, I can't go in there because I'm black.
Wait, the walk off. Period.
Now, this is a black woman who probably liked American Eagle before, but the way that she took this ad was, hey, listen, I'm not white, so I can't shop there anymore. But she wasn't the only one.
Literally nobody in the world can convince me that Sydney Sweeney is anybody's beauty standard. Anybody who actually looks at beauty objectively. Because what? I can go right next door and find 3, 4, 5 Sydney Sweeneys. Not to say Sydney Sweeney is ugly, but she's a solid 6 on a good day. Sydney Sweeney would get lost in a handful of people. Nobody's breaking.
I mean, not my type, but do we? Okay, never mind. Let's just keep going.
Their necks over Sydney Sweeney. So scratch that, because white people, y'all beauty, the way y'all see beauty be real weird. Real weird.
But wait, there's more.
So obviously this is rage bait, but here's what nobody's really talking about.
It's rage bait, and y'all are taking the bait apparently, because not a single person, first of all, nobody said anything about black people in this, okay? Nobody said anything, and I don't even think a lot of people are that upset. I think it's just certain social media gurus or whatever, because like I said, even in the YouTube comments of this video, people are like, I'm not mad. Who's mad? It must be these 5, 6, 7 people online, because I don't understand.
Pain is poking at women's greatest and most tender insecurity under the patriarchy, which is desirability in the beauty standard. It affects not only non-white women, even though this is clearly white supremacist, Aryan race propaganda, but it also adversely affects the majority of white women who do not naturally have blonde hair and blue eyes. Because yes, even the women who can achieve this look have to do it through artificial means in one way or another. The vast majority of white women are not naturally blonde. It's a very, very, very small percentage who go on to be naturally blonde in adulthood. Sydney Sweeney herself is not even a natural blonde.
I know a lot of people who have blonde hair. Is it that uncommon? Regardless, doesn't this say more about the people who are upset about the ad though? Because like, it's really not that deep. And if you're making such a big deal about this, if you're making it that deep, that must mean that you don't think your beauty standards is up to par, right? Because who is really upset about this ad? And once again, it's a play on the blue jeans, right? So really, it wouldn't, unless somebody, if you didn't have blue eyes, right, it wouldn't really make, it would make sense on the play of words. But then again, I guess people are saying they shouldn't even done that to begin with. Y'all got too much time on y'all's hands. That's all I gotta say. It's too much time.
So the last lady says something important. Even Sydney Sweeney is not a natural blonde. So even if you're white, it still hurts you also because you're not being represented. And of course, if I'm the creative director of America,
I didn't know she wasn't a natural. She's not a natural blonde? Okay. I didn't know that. But still, regardless, it's about the eyes, right? Is it? Okay. No.
American Eagle, I'm not going to make an ad like this, but maybe they did this because they understood it will cause controversy. And if that was their plan, it was genius because they got a certain person who mocked the ad. Doja Cat came out with her version of the American Eagle ad and did this.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color, personality, and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Now, in this ad, Doja Cat is mocking Sydney Sweeney. Now, remember, the creative director of this ad was very insensitive to people who are not white or blonde hair or blue eyes in their appearance. And Doja Cat,
so she was mocking that. I thought, see, that's why I said I didn't hear that much about it. I didn't know how Doja Cat was going to come into play too much, but I thought that she was, like, I guess, sticking up for the ad because Doja Cat, she's gotten many accusations of not liking being black, apparently, for some odd reason. I don't know. Okay, but she's mocking that. Okay.
That is basically reminding them of that fact. What she's doing is she's transforming Sydney Sweeney into a degenerate hillbilly accent, which this also struck a nerve into many white people. This person says, now the world knows Doja Cat is racist. The original tweet that they shared says, only in America can a jealous black woman like Doja Cat make fun of a white woman like Sydney Sweeney and give her hillbilly accent and not be considered racist.
What? But isn't that kind of true though? That is kind of true. I mean, we see that all the time in social media, right? If the roles were reversed, then that person would definitely be considered racist. So that tweet is not wrong. It's whether you care about it or not, but I mean, they're not wrong.
This other person here writes, Robert Seffer, whatever his name is. Doja Cat is an African-American that is seethingly mocking an ad campaign featuring a blonde, blue-eyed Sydney Sweeney with good genes. Also, Doja Cat. What she's trying to say is, you're making fun of her for being white, but you want to look white. Now,
True, that is facts. They have a point there. Also, she dates nothing but white men too, right? So, not saying that there's anything wrong with that, of course, that's not what I'm trying to say. But I mean, like, it's kind of ironic that you're going to sit here, make fun of her for saying that or doing that ad, yet your life kind of resembles something similar. So, okay.
He is half black, half Jewish, but you get what he's trying to prove here.
Jewish?
You're black, but you have blonde hair that isn't really blonde, and you want to look like Sydney Sweeney with the good genes, and you're mad because you don't have those good genes. Now then, if you can see what several blogs did. Now in this case, Swifty, LOL, look at the pics they chose for Doja Cat. What they did was they put Sweeney looking very attractive, and then they have Doja Cat looking like very hood and ghetto, but you could say it's still
hood and get see what she doesn't. They just took a screenshot of the video of her reacting to the ad. How does that even correlate to her looking hood and ghetto though? What? All of this is ridiculous.
But again, they're trying to make the case that, hey, this is what she looks like. And it wasn't just that blog here. The second one here, INKL, Doja Cat and ex-American.
They could have put a better, they could have put a better photo. They could have put a better screenshot, I will say, because she does look crazy. I wouldn't say she looks hood and ghetto, though. She just looks crazy because they screenshotted it at a weird time. What kind of comment is that?
American Eagle staffer and more unleashed on that Sydney Sweeney over that ad. Now, I didn't know that she worked there before, but yeah, you get my point. So basically, the world is starting to get mad at Doja Cat for making fun of Sydney Sweeney. In reality, which was, in my honest opinion, like a racist ad. But then something weird happened. Black women do this.
And Doja Cat sitting up here mocking Sydney Sweeney in that American Eagle commercial. We ain't forgot what happened in them chat rooms.
That's what I was about to say.
Who told you could do that? I bet you if you had the opportunity, you would have been in that American Eagle commercial.
For real.
I promise you would have. To sit up here and mock that commercial like you wasn't doing what you was doing years ago to get where you are now in those white supremacist chat groups, letting them call you all kinds of derogatory names. Yeah, we ain't forgot.
No, but clock that for real though, because that's what I was saying. Her track record doesn't really line up for her to be coming out here and saying that kind of stuff. Now, Doja Cat, she's a troll. That's all she does. She's never serious, ever. Unless she's crying about how people think she's demonic or something. She's never serious. So whenever I saw her in those chat rooms, I'm like, okay, yeah, bad taste for sure. She shouldn't have been saying all that kind of stuff and letting the people say all that stuff to her. But she's a troll. She just be over there just being goofy. I don't even think, I'm not gonna say I don't think people should have taken it seriously, but I don't think she was taking it seriously, right? She was over there just trolling with these people. But because she has that on her track record, they're gonna bring it up. Somebody's gonna bring it up. So I was like, ugh. On top of her always, kind of playing off of, she always has that mix. She is mixed, so I'm not gonna sit here and say she has that mix. Look, she is mixed. But with the photo that we saw of her before with the blonde hair, her always dating white men, and her being in those chat rooms, I'm like, I know somebody about to flip her ass. So it was just, it was willing to happen. Okay.
You just want to be on the trend so bad. It's like y'all be thirsty and desperate to try to be regular. It's like, oh, let me jump on this trend because I want to be just like everybody else that's posting about it. But you're not regular. You're not.
So this sister is like, yo, hold on, wait a minute. Like, I don't agree with what happened with American Eagle, but you're not the person to be talking about it. Like, you were in that same chat room with those same white racists that basically we can infer that you're trying to mimic them with the hillbilly accent. Now, this is not to say that people with deep Southern draws on their accent are, come from certain parts of the South are all racist. But it can be inferred that people believe that folks who happen to be hillbillies, if you want to call it that, or people who are there are racist. So you're making fun of the people that you actually hang out with or that you want to hang out with and get approval from. And now I
wouldn't say she wanted to hang out with them, though, or try to get approval. Once again, she's a troll. I think she was in that chat room trolling. Did it look good? No. But I don't think she would, call them her friends or want to be friends with people like that. I don't get that from her, even though there's certain things where I understand where people are coming from when they are kind of, they tread lightly around Doja Cat. But I think that's taking it a little too far. I don't think she want to be friends with the people. She just was over there trolling. Not good taste, but that's who she is.
Doing this out of what, jealousy? Are you mad because she's better looking than you? Are you mad because she's white and you're not all the way white? And keep in mind that Doja Cat dates specifically only white men too, right? So that's another thing. But then there's more.
Why are we acting like Doja Cat hasn't shown y'all who she is from the very beginning? The girl was in them chat rooms showing feet. Y'all don't remember that? The girl was out here dating alt-right besties and wearing neo-Nazi t-shirts.
What?
Did we forget that?
I didn't know that.
She has shown you guys that she is a weirdo since the beginning.
This other
weird.
lady is saying, listen, Doja Cat's been a weirdo. And this is before this even came out. So people are starting to say that Doja Cat is somebody who can't be trusted, and she has this behavior before. What could this really mean? Now, number one, American Eagle and whoever the creative director of this ad has been in this business probably for a long time. This is not a rookie mistake. Putting this ad out, they know people would be talking about it. And would American Eagle get some slack? Yes. Would they lose some customers? Yes. But who is American Eagle trying to appeal to? Its white audience. That's what American Eagle wants to do. It wants to sell to its white audience in America, its white audience in Canada, because they're saying that basically, listen, this is where we want to be. And here's something else that they know. Some of the other groups out there who are Asian or close to white may not be offended by this ad, and the reason why.
But I'm trying to sympathize. Give me a second.
Be nice.
I'm finding it.
It take you that long to find it?
It does.
I just don't care.
I think that's the thing. I just don't care. I'm trying to sympathize with other people's opinion. I just do not care. And my thing is, if you don't want to shop there anymore, then just don't shop there. That's fine. But I don't know. Maybe they did do it on purpose to have people talk about it. They probably did. I can see that being like a PR stunt, having people talking about it. But y'all talking about it is only helping them, right? It's only doing what they wanted to happen. So it's just ignore it. But I just don't think it's that big of a deal. That's just me. Whatever.
Because Sydney Sweeney is the beauty standard. So they're probably still going to shop there anyway. Now, what's happening is because of the political climate that we're in, and as whites are getting a little bit more emboldened, you're going to see companies take bigger stands than before and be less politically correct for their ad campaigns and their marketing to who they're really wanting to go with as consumers. Now, this doesn't mean that they're going to stop you as a black person from going in and buying, but what it means is they're talking to their audience.
That girl corrected me. She said, I can't go in there because I'm black. Nobody said that. Nobody said that.
And that audience may or may not be you.
Just self-segregating yourself right there. Like, who said that? Nobody, but okay.
Let me give you an example. I happened to be in Nairobi just a month ago, 2 months ago to be exact. And I was in a particular part of the town where a lot of the Chinese had restaurants. Now, they're not in Uganda as much as they are in Kenya, but I did notice something. And shout out to Taylor Made Dreams. He's the one that really put this out there like 5 years ago. Almost every restaurant and everything they own was in Mandarin Chinese. It wasn't like the other businesses that were in English that you can say you can go into and buy something. It was in Chinese. All right. So what does that mean? If you can't read in Chinese, you don't know what kind of restaurant it is. It's a Chinese restaurant. They have Chinese menus. But if you go in there, of course, they serve you. But what are they trying to tell you? They're telling you that this business is really not for you. We will take your money, but this business is for us. And, you know, I didn't get upset, and none of us get upset when the Chinese do it. But now what's happening is whites are doing it, all right? And they're doing it as a strategy to be more succinct with their audience and who they want their audience to be and to become different from the competition. American Eagle.
So is he trying to say that it's okay for Chinese people to do it and not white people to do it? And maybe they are doing that. I don't know their intentions. Maybe they are doing that. But all I'm saying is it's like this whole spotlight on just white people doing it. It's just, okay, like you said, the Chinese do it as well. And maybe they shouldn't do it. I don't know. But then again, like if they want to project to this audience and they want only just people to buy from it, cool. Then you just won't see me buy from it then. I mean, I'm not mad. So I'm not going to just write it off my list. But it's just, I just don't think it's that serious. And once again, maybe they are doing it. And if they are, then okay, that's all I need to know. Cool. Move on. Next. Won't shop there. Cool. You know what I'm saying? But if not, maybe there's just an ad. Maybe they just wanted people to talk about it. Once again, if that was what they were trying to do, people are just giving them what they wanted. Just shut up about it. Or I don't think it's that big of a deal. I'm not mad. But who am I?
It's taking a bold stand. And if I'm a black lady, like the first lady there, I'm going to say, look, that's who your audience is, fine, but I'm not going to shop there.
Walk off.
And Doja Cat, who's getting roasted by these whites, she deserves all that she gets because Doja Cat is a hypocrite to her own message. And I'm glad they're destroying her. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity.
Okay. Maybe she does deserve it. Doja Cat is kind of a hypocrite. I will give her that. I will say that she is a little bit of a hypocrite. That is true. All right, moral of the story is I don't care. That's the moral of the story. I think people are kind of just taking this out of proportion. And if that is what American Eagle wanted to do, then just leave them alone. Shop somewhere else. If y'all really care that much, just don't shop there. I, once again, don't think it was that big of a deal. I think it was just a play on the word jeans, her blue jeans and the word jean, whatever. I think the people who are genuinely upset and they were really offended, I think that says more about what they think about themselves more than anything else. But that's just my opinion. All right, you guys, let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Be nice.
I'm finding it.
It take you that long to find it?
It does.